It's follow-up Thursday. These are the days where you guys tell us, yo, Bert, you forgot to give us closure on blank. And then we do the homework and we find out for you. This one goes back to Christmas.
All right, so Beth's husband of 15 plus years, her Christmas gifts felt more like presents for himself. And we were talking about adult toys, lingerie.
Lingerie, that's what I like to call it.
and a bedroom TV. Meanwhile, Beth had thoughtfully picked out hobby-related gifts just for him to enjoy. She attempted to tell her husband how she felt about the gifts, but he just wasn't getting a hint. She was upset and questioned if her feelings were valid, and we all agreed her feelings were justified. So what was her next move after talking to us?
Lingerie is the stuff you buy at Walmart. Lingerie is Victoria's Secret.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
All right, the update reads from Beth. Hey, Bert Show. I know you guys didn't ask for this, but I wanted to give you an update. I was featured in an Am I the A-hole segment discussing the quote-unquote boomerang gifts my husband got me for Christmas. At the end of the segment, I mentioned that my birthday was coming up, and I couldn't wait to see what he was going to get me. Well, it turns out that I didn't get anything for my birthday. That's right, my husband didn't get me a single gift. I even had to order and pick up my own birthday cake. He was sick with the flu the week of my birthday, but I still didn't feel like that's a valid excuse for him to not have ordered something ahead of time.
Well, now she should appreciate the lingerie that she got.
After all, my birthday is on the same day every year. His birthday was this past weekend, and I had two options. I could either follow his example by not getting him anything and not celebrating him on his special day, or I could take the high road and make it a wonderful day for him. I chose the second option.
Aww.
I ordered him a special cake, bought decorations, picked up the ingredients to make his favorite meal. I got him some of his favorite things as gifts, even though he had already expressed that the new tires he purchased for his four-wheeler were his gifts. At this point, I'm trying not to harbor any ill feelings toward him, but I am certainly left feeling like I am not a priority to him. Deflated wife. I know, that hurts my heart for her.
And you're only pushing the can down the road here. You know, I've said this a million times that you can kind of avoid yourself for just so long before you come back to who you really are. So you're already feeling this kind of resentment. So not having the conversation with them and not mentioning it and changing it now, you're only pushing it down the road. It hasn't gone anywhere.
I know, and it's heartbreaking. I recently had a conversation with a friend about her boyfriend who kind of is in the same camp of not really putting in effort, and she's brought it up to him a couple of times, and I looked at her, I was like, I just don't know how you get somebody to care about you in this way that you want to be cared for. So this really sucks for her. I mean, I hope it turns around. Obviously, like you're married to this dude. I'm assuming this is the foreseeable future, so I hope he gets his act together.
Yeah, I feel for her, man. This is tough. I've found myself in situations in life where I don't want to tell somebody to do something because I feel like they should already know, and it doesn't hit the same when you do. But in a marriage, if you're not getting what you feel like you need from your partner in a situation like this, I feel like you just got to speak up and speak your mind.
But two people can think so differently. So, for instance, I know how much my husband adores and cares for me, but he's just not a good gift giver.
Right.
Gift giver. That's
You've
not
accepted
his.
that.
That's
Yeah.
not his love language. I've almost accepted it. I mean, and there have been times. Bottom line, you don't want to have to tell somebody. You would rather them just do it on their own accord, right? Mm-hmm. But we have had conversations where I'm like, hey, I was disappointed by this. Next time, I need you to do X, Y, Z and spell it out. And this may be what she's dealing with here.
He's a relationship soldier. He might not think of it himself.
Yes.
But you tell him what to do, and he just does it right by the book.
And maybe, and that might not be like, that's not your love language, but there is going to have to be like a meet in the middle compromise, because if that is not his strong suit, but he's a great guy otherwise, then you're going to have to sit down with yourself and be like, all right, can I accept this? Am I willing to not look past it, but accept it for who he is and try to give him guidance in the future so I'm not constantly disappointed.
And I think what she really needs to do also is hit him at a different level. Like, this is not about gifts. This is about me feeling appreciated.
Yeah.
He thinks it's a physical thing. It's not at all, right?
Just want to know you're being thought of and you're valued. That's all. And that's exactly what she should say to him.
But don't be doing everything she did, taking the high road, which I commend her for. And if that made also your heart happy, because gift giving is a two-way street, right? I mean, it's good for them and it also makes you feel good. Don't give gifts with the expectation that you're going to get something in return.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. If you're going to do that, you got to expect nothing in return.
100%.
The Bert Show.